This program is powered by
F Productions. The STNET Transponder Episode 1, recorded and released on November 25th, 2012. In this episode, the introduction, an interview with Aquilo Media, news from November, all and more on this episode. Hi, and welcome to the first episode of the STNET Transponder. I'm your host, Florus Hoogstraten, and this podcast is all about Star Trek, specifically all the news that happened in the month of November. In this first episode, we're also taking an introduction look in the past of STNET. How did it all start? But first, I'd like to thank Jupiter Broadcasting for my inspiration to start a podcast. These guys are doing weekly contents with different kind of subjects, and they're really great. You can find more information about Jupiter Broadcasting on their website, www.jupiterbroadcasting.com. Let's go to the introduction. Before we go on with the introduction of STNET, I want to introduce myself. I'm Florus Hoogstraten. I live in the Netherlands, so that's why I have a strange accent. For any words I mispronounce or any sentences that the grammar is not correctly of, I apologize. I'm doing my best, but English is not my first language. For everyone who cannot follow me, there's always show notes listed with our downloadable episode on our website. So any sources of information that I vocally tell you, you can always find a reference link in the show notes. Now, STNET. It's all started way back in 2002. Now you think, STNET was founded in 2003, why 2002? That was the fundamental start of STNET. A Dutch website called Look a Look, they had a section with it, but that's all about Star Trek. After a year, the website was not going very well, so I founded my company called F Productions. F Productions has always been the driving force behind STNET. It's the basic, and F Productions is developing everything. Also, this podcast is sponsored by F Productions. So, in 2003, the idea came to start a fully supported Star Trek website. This website was called STNET, the future in Star Trek. STNET is short for Star Trek on the internet. It's that simple. But it was Dutch. So I had only Dutch viewers who were going to this website, and there was not a lot of information to view on. I agree, it was a start of a website, so with every website that starts new, there's not a lot of information. But yeah, the engine and everything around it technically was not very easy to maintain, so the growth of information was not there. STNET went through different versions in the year to follow. In 2008, a new version of STNET was launched, the Intrepid database. The Intrepid database was only Star Trek Voyager related content. So it was a new website, same engine, but new website. And its primary focus was to deliver Voyager related information. After a year, this was not the solution to the STNET formula. The website was still not easy to maintain, and there were a lot of things that does not feel or look right. So Aquilo Media stepped into the picture, and in a joint venture between F Productions and Aquilo Media, we started this new website, STNET Project V. Still Voyager related, but a lot easier to maintain and more dynamic than the other previous versions. After a few months of development, this website was launched finally on March 9th, 2009. STNET Project V, Voyager related. That's what was not still the great formula that gives you a lot of information. Series Voyager was already ended way back. So new content, there was no new content about Voyager. Star Trek Online, a new game developed by Cryptic Studios, was coming on and was released. So Voyager, Project V, shifted the focus to Voyager and Star Trek Online, and that's now the great formula that we run on. STNET is bigger than ever. We got a lot of more content than every version of STNET launched before, and we're still rocking. So yeah, it's a great website. In this new edition, the podcast is just a natural growth of all the content that we deliver. It's not a focus to be the first website that releases news, but we're releasing news. And we're releasing also other contents like summaries of patch notes of Star Trek Online, also called seasons. And we do focus on specific subjects with our special pages like the upcoming movie. This is the strength of STNET, where we like to be. Dynamic like every fan of Star Trek is. That's STNET, in short. Next up is the interview with Aquilo Media founder Rick. He helped STNET Project V build back in 2008. In the studio we have Rick from Aquilo Media. Hello Rick.
Hi.
You're representing Aquilo Media. Aquilo Media was a big part in the reintroduction of STNET Project V. Building of the original concept back started in 2008. And can you give an example where Aquilo Media stands for?
Aquilo Media stands for the Northern Wind. It's a description given by a Roman writer, which name I forgot. But it stands for the Northern Wind. I'm living in the north of Holland, North Holland. So that's why I chose the name.
Okay, and as a company, where stands the company stands for? What are they doing?
I'm a hobby web designer. I design websites for people or
different kind of subjects, purposes, etc.
Yeah, I do it for a hobby, so I'm not making much money with it. But it's fun, and I do learn a lot about web designing and stuff. So why not?
Yeah, okay. And that brings us to the second question. In 2008, Aquilo Media and F Production started their collaboration to build the new STNET website, Project V. What were your experience and influences in this project?
My experience with the web designing started just that year as an application developer. So my experience with it was not very good, but it was enough to build an engine for STNET Project V. So the interface can run on it, and articles and news could be stored in a MySQL database.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can speak for the part of F Productions. F Productions was responsible for the visual content of the website, indeed. Mm-hmm. And Aquilo Media for the web engine, everything that runs the website in the background to be more clear on that subject.
Storage and page handling.
Yeah, exactly. At that time, did you have any idea where STNET Project V would be in about 4 years from then?
No, I'm not a really big long-term planner, so I had no idea where it would end or where we would be at this time. So it was a big question for me either. So what can I say about it? It's a big surprise. It grew so big and great.
Now, almost 4 years later, what do you think about STNET, how it is now?
It's now a very good-looking site with a lot of different subjects, very much info, and it's also really good up-to-date. Every week there are several updates about a lot of different subjects. So it's a good project, I think.
And how is Aquilo Media looking to the future? Any big projects planned?
No, as I said, I'm not a very good long-time planner, so there are no big projects on schedule. But it's my last year for my study, so I'm gonna finish that, and then we'll see what's next.
Okay, I wish you great luck in the future.
Thanks.
And also our cooperation between Aquilo and STNET to be fruitful. And until now, Aquilo Media has been a great part of help with the setup and the maintenance of STNET. If there are any problems with the engine, you fix it.
Yeah.
That's great, and that's one thing we hope to do in the future as well.
Yep.
I thank you for your interview.
I'm only in the mood for good news today.
And now to the news. On October 5th, J.J. Abrams showed off a 3-frame clip of the new movie Star Trek Into Darkness. This was during the Conan O'Brien show showed in the USA. During these 3 clips, you can see a big explosion with a man in front of it. The man cannot be identified, so there's no clear look who it is, but it's showing off a big explosion, so the movie itself will be launched on May 17th, 2013. Next up, Paramount has released the information that they will show a 9-minute preview of the Star Trek Into Darkness movie during Peter Jackson's IMAX presentation of The Hobbit. This will only be in the IMAX versions of The Hobbit. The regular versions in the regular cinemas will get the Star Trek Into Darkness new movie trailer. This movie trailer will also be released on internet shortly after the release in the cinemas. So watch our website for more information about that. Also in November, there was the London Star Trek convention. It was a 3-day convention filled with everything about Star Trek. All the captains were present and more other actors were also there. From the tiniest role to the biggest role, all the information can be viewed on our website with the specific links you can find in the show notes. Also, you can read the complete recap of the 3-day adventure on the official Star Trek website. Also a week ago from now, Star Trek Online released their new season patch, Season 7 New Romulus. This patch contains a completely new sector block filled with Romulan refugees that are looking to a new home after their previous home has been destroyed. Also in the sector block you can find New Romulus, a large persistent zone designed for max level Federation and Klingon faction captains. Bring an away team member with you and group up with other players to complete zone-wide objectives. Visit your fleet embassy on the New Romulus planet. Also with this release the new reputation system was launched and the fleet holding New Romulus embassy outpost. New fleet actions and special task forces, UI improvements and the waiting long after Vesta-class starship from the Destiny novel series. More Into Darkness news. IDW Publishing released a heads up for the new Star Trek Countdown to Darkness Part 1 comic book. This first installment will be one of the 4 issues that will be released later that year. This all will be a countdown to the new movie released on May 17th. The first installment will run 32 pages and will cost $4. More information can be found in the show notes. Second, Paramount has released that the new movie will be supported in the new Dolby Atmos sound technology. This new technology is a breakthrough in sound technology by Dolby. You can also call it holographic sound. That's our definition of it. More information about this can be found on our website and in the show notes. And this is the end of the first episode of this podcast. We like to give you a lot of headlines in a short amount of time. All the links to these headlines can be found in our show notes. They can be found on our website www.stnet.nu. But before we go, we want to give you our Gadget of the Month. This is the Mimbot flash drive collection. There are 4 different versions, a Picard, a Kirk, a Spock and a Data. They come also in various sizes, from 8GB to 64GB. They all run USB 2.0, so not the new 3.0. They're 2.5 inch tall by 1 inch wide. They also collect a 1-year warranty, so buy them now and get your own favorite character. I'd like to apologize for me stuttering or other sounds that does not sound right. We're still fine-tuning because we're a new podcast show, so please hold on the next few episodes when we fine-tune things out. Next month there will be a new podcast show with new headlines. The STNET Transponder will release every last Sunday of the month. Please visit our website for download on demand and the show notes. www.stnet.nl. Also visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/fb.stnet. Podcast music is powered by DAG. STNET and the podcast are not affiliated with Paramount or Perfect World Studios in any way.